Okay, so here we have the stats program here. And we basically have these distances and angle of elevations from home runs hit. So not in order, they're in order from when the home run was hit. So the first distance and the first angle of elevation will correspond together. So basically I have those loaded in now, and we have an array called distances and an array called angles. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is in general come up with a method called getAverage. And getAverage will just take in an array of floats. I'm going to call it data, and it will return the average. Okay, so it doesn't, in any setting, any size, it'll return the average. Okay, so I have float sum equals 0. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to iterate through all the values of data. I'm going to add them up using a for loop or some kind of loop. And then at the end, sum is going to be the sum of those distances. Then I'm going to divide it by how many home runs there were, the length of data, the number of data points, and that's going to give me the average, and I'm going to give it back. Okay, so I'm going to, remember I'm using ints here because int is the index. So every value in float is indexed at 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up until the last one. So I'll start it at 0. I'll go as long as I is less than data.length. So this will go through all of the, I will be the index of all the values of data. Okay, remember we do strict less than here, not a less than or equals to, because we start at 0, our last index is actually 1 less than the length. So this is what we want. Okay, and then what I'm going to do in the loop here is I'm going to add data of I to the sum. And this is sum equals sum plus data I. So that's just taking the ith value of data, adding it to the current sum, and then reassigning it back to sum. This is the shortcut here, the plus equals. Okay, and then at the end I'm going to return sum divided by data.length. Because I don't want the sum of the distances, I don't want the average. So I add up all the home runs. I don't know how many there are. It's a big data set. Maybe thousands of home runs. But I'll divide it by that number, and that will give me the sum. So to try this, you can see I've already tried it, but I am going to print getAverage of distances. Okay, so that should give us an average distance of the home runs, which was 396 feet, 396.58 feet. That was the average home run distance. And then if I did angles, I would think this would be around, 45 degrees or something. No, way less. Okay, 27, 28 degrees. Okay, that was the average angle of elevation when it's coming off the bat for home runs.